Let those notifications go out. All right, everybody. Yes, we made it. Yep, God willing. Remember, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. All right, God willing, we will between 2 and 4 p.m. on average. If we end up going later than that, it's just going to be what it's going to be. But on average, between 2 and 4 p.m. Eastern Time, God willing, we like to get up here and just serve. That's right. And so while those are going out, go ahead and do our usual check in. That's right. Make sure everything is going. Yep. Okay. That's right. Oh. Make sure everything is. There you go. There you go. All right. The notification. Okay. And then in the live chat. Yeah. So I haven't had a chance yet to look into moderation yet, but we're gonna get to that. I've got it on my to-do list and things like that. And so, yeah, as right, our weekly pre-recorded video drops started December 26th, 2023. So there will not be daily 5 p.m. drops. Nope. God said we don't have to do it like that anymore. We've got plenty of content. And since we come live more frequently, that would be another reason why we don't have to do 5 p.m. drops every single day now. And there's well over 1,600 videos as of December of 2023 on this YouTube channel. So as those notifications continue to go out, let me go ahead and get the formalities out of the way. I am Michelle Dickey, your host for CHA's Let's Just Chat show, streaming on the YouTube channel Narcissism and Cognitive Dissonance, where trauma healing and spiritual growth are front and center. Trauma healing and spiritual growth occur with God's wisdom, basic scientific facts, tried and true techniques, and more here and at CHAAcademyBTBW.com. The link to the Academy is in the description below. Some of y'all may need to copy and paste the link to view what CHAAcademyBTBW.com offers to help you level up your trauma healing and spiritual growth. There you go. All right. And thank you all for understanding the intro and outro formalities that we must do, not just to give y'all reminders. And I always have to approach our videos as though we are reaching another new fellow spiritual warrior for Christ. Yes, remember that here at Consulting for Heightened Awareness, we are a growing community of spiritual warriors for Christ. Okay, yes. So come on. Yeah, those of us who are highly spiritual, right? We are God chosen empaths. Right? I have not used the word empath in quite some time, but it's time to bring it back because that's what we are. And we are, listen, yeah, we are the scapegoats, right? Yeah, God chosen empaths are the scapegoats in this game of narcissism on the world stage. So we want to remember that it's not personal. It is for them. Okay, it is for the narcissist, right? And then the Jezebel. Everything is personal for them. We find this out, and I want to remind you all that there was a time during this process where we were being led to believe that narcissist, it's all business, not personal for them. It's the opposite that's true, because we learn as God chosen empath that it has to be business, not personal for us. Okay? Especially when dealing with the narcissist, because they take everything personally, right? Well, then it's not going to be business, not personal for them. Right? They take everything personally. And the Jezebel, oh, big time, they take everything personal. Remember, they think the world revolves around them. Okay? And so we learn quickly that the Jezebels are Dr. Jekyll. Okay? They could not stand to be putting on the show of being nice or kind for very long. And the older they get, the quicker we can tell that they're a Jezebel, because they will have the same impatient, but it's just a little bit more exaggerated. And so during yesterday's Truth Seeker stream, the Jezebel case study and her flying monkey Jezebel decided to attack. Yeah, trying to get us to step out of character. And so we are on this journey together. And so I just want everybody to know that we're here, okay? So we're here for you. We're going to work together. And, stuff like that, we don't expect it to happen. But the enemy, right? So we're going to learn and we're going to get stronger together at not giving those snakes any attention. So, I know that others will see the comments, right? Others will see what they say. Well, once you know it's a verbal attack, we don't have to pay no mind to it. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to pay no mind to it. Because that gives the Jezebel the impression that it's bothering us when it's not. You see how they misinterpret everything on purpose. That's why she kept coming back. The Jezebel case study, that's her MO, by the way. And that is for a lot of Jezebels, that's their modus operandi. But for her, always trying to poke and prod, because remember I told y'all that I always could send her irritation when she was trying to poke and prod. Remember, she was a case study, right? So yeah, for many months. So she would always try these little subtle ways to poke and prod to get a negative reaction out of me, or to see if she could trap me into an argument, which is exactly what the Jezebel was doing yesterday, was trying to get us to engage. And so we want to be mindful of that. The reason she kept coming back is because I also said, why are you still watching? So they interpreted that incorrectly, of course, as though that was bothering me, or that they were bothering me, because that's what they want to see. You see? They don't want to believe that it's not bothering us. And so making those rude comments that she was making in the chat, whatever. And so we're not going to say that anymore, because it really is logic and common sense that if they're going to sit there and be complaining, that's what Jezebel do. They start complaining, right? Saying that they don't like the sound of my voice or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Who cares? It ain't for them. Okay? These messages are not for them. So, obviously, that attack yesterday, God told me it was very much planned, because they know that we go live around 2:30 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday, God willing, right? Of course. So the enemy knows. So, of course, she and her flying monkey teamed up to do that, using aliases, of course, because their original name had been blocked. So, and changed on the website to Bam Bam and Bon Bon. All right, that's right. I haven't figured out how to get some deleted from the website. Okay, so I just changed the name, and then Nowhereville for the address. All right, because Bam Bam and Bon Bon. All right, so they got themselves blocked across multiple platforms that they were right. That they were following us on. And so we took care of that. And so that yesterday, so we're going to work together as a growing community of spiritual warriors for Christ, and we are going to learn how to become experts at ignoring them, because we gave them just enough attention. That's why they kept coming back. She wouldn't have stuck around that long, right? Yeah, she wouldn't have, if I had never said what I said, or even acknowledged. That's basically what it is. Once we acknowledge them, there you go. They're going to keep trying. So we've got to work together, all right? I'm with y'all on this, okay? Because I own up. I also played a role in that yesterday, all right? Because I didn't realize that, I gave them some acknowledgement by asking why they were still watching. Even though none of it, right, none of it triggered me, none of it got under my skin. I saw what they were trying to do. God revealed who it was after we got off the live. And so that's why I'm sharing this with y'all again. It was in the pre-recorded drop from yesterday evening as well. So yeah, Tuesday, December 26, 2023. It was around 5:30ish or so when I was able to get that pre-recorded one up and dropped for you all. Yeah. Okay, so that will be on Tuesday. Yeah, God willing, of course, but weekly content, that pre-recorded content still coming. Yeah, but we get up here live, and it's just one of those things, because that was a clear display yesterday of a Dr. Jekyll. Yeah, always coming in there in the comments, right? Verbally attacking. And then, of course, falsely accusing, and then calling God an evildoer. Basically, what we learn about in Romans chapter 1, what they do, what the evildoers do, is they're turning, that's right, they are turning God's glory, or the glory of God, into the glory of an uncorruptible God into the image like a corruptible man. There you go. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but you get what I mean. But that's exactly what they were doing. And they were teamed up. And so once I realized that other one was, okay, because see, the flying monkey Jezebel is a little bit more quieter, because the lead Jezebel, who was the case study, that was her MO. She was like that. Very high strung. Very high strung. And when I got to observe in the physical, I was able to go, okay, yep. And then God revealed the snake pupils. So that is a Dr. Jekyll. The Jezebels are, especially as they age, they do get easier to recognize as they get older, because they're not going to be able to hide, right, Mr. Hyde? I just now caught that. They're not going to be able to hide, HIDE, their true colors for very long. So if they were to try and put on a Mr. Hyde persona, it's not going to last. Especially on the aging Jezebel. It's just not going to last. They can't hold it together that long anymore. No, they won't be able. They don't want to. They really, truly cannot stand having to be nice. They can't stand having to be polite. They really can't. They want to be the toddler in an adult body that they really are. All right, so yeah, and this is from case study, y'all, and observations, obviously, because they don't. So this is why we're able to catch on to them a lot quicker. So, okay. Now, there you go. Hey. All right, fellow warriors. So, there we go. But yeah, the Jezebels are Dr. Jekyll. So, they're going to behave as such. Yep, they can't hide. It cannot hide for very long. And so the older they get, the worse they get. And I don't mean worse as in new tactics for dishing out the abuse. They just get, well, they get easier to spot. Yes, like I said. But they'll get a bit more flamboyant with their behavior, their mannerism. And you'll notice how they literally are all over the place at once. They can't, because a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So you want to, you also want to pay attention to how quickly they try to move. They know their time is short. The enemy knows his time is short. So, of course, that's why he always moves really, really fast and gives off that appearance of being something that he isn't. So once chosen one are better able to spiritually discern, you catch these things a lot quicker. And so basically what we want to do is just, be mindful. And I remember sharing this with you all. If you spot the Jezebel, okay, don't forget there are also different flavors of them as well. That's right. There are different flavors of them, and it takes a little while. That's why that one was like, there were a few things that God needed to reveal to me in the physical. And so that's what happened. And glory be to God, too, because that was way out there. And so we learn better how they're able to put on a show. But really, they're Dr. Jekyll. That also refers to being ravening wolves in sheep clothing. You know how God warns us about that, right? Jesus tells us. That's right. Because they are predators. And they are looking for a target. Right? They need a target to dish out that abuse. They need, right. And so they often go and look for, that's right, the one who had their heart on their sleeves. This is why we preach and teach a lot about learning how to get control of your empathy. Don't give it to them. That's another thing that these Jezebels, once they know we've got control of ourselves and that we've got control of our empathy and we're not giving it to them, they will throw a temper tantrum, which is exactly what went down yesterday as well. That was a temper tantrum. So there you go. That's what that looks like in real. And they're very, 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 very pushy with that poking and prodding and trying to get under our skin. And so there is going to be, I'm going to make a note of something real quick, y'all. Yeah, let me make a note of something. Because we're going to, there we go. And they're bullies. Never forget that. These Jezebels are bullies. What you saw yesterday what you saw yesterday definitely was a temper tantrum. So there you go. It was. And that's not, and the Jezebel that's having that temper tantrum, that's not their real name. I will go ahead and tell you that. All right, but let's also not get tricked into gossiping either, okay? So we don't need to name names. God knows who they are. So I've got of something that we can do to mitigate that. And so the Jezebel are Dr. Jekyll, and that comes out a lot more pronounced the older they get as they continue to age. And never forget that these narcissists, they do stalk their target even after their target has gone no contact. Okay? They do, because they can't help themselves. Remember something, we learned that these evildoers, okay, once they can no longer trigger us, and they don't, right? They don't get under our skin anymore. There's nothing new under the sun. They've got no new tricks. Remember, the devil has no new tricks. So they won't have anything new to try. They can only, based on their demon of assumption, is assume while misinterpreting on purpose what we say or do. They always do that because they will not accept things as they are. You see, they won't do it. They want to accept what they perceive to be true. So we learn not to even acknowledge them. All right, so we're going to work together on that. All right, so I appreciate it if we don't mention any names, all right, in the comment or the chat, okay? Names are not necessary. This is why you hear me say a lot in videos and elsewhere that we don't name names when we talk about the narcissist, because it's not necessary. God knows who they are. That's all that matters. And when we name names, that is how could easily get tricked into engaging in gossip. And we don't want to do that. We do not promote gossiping. We are exposing darkness. We are exposing negative behaviors of the narcissist. That's all we're to be doing, is to expose, reprove the wickedness that God's telling us about and what he's showing us. So this is just a big part of the healing process, for one, and then the spiritual awakening, that heightened awareness we need to have. So going forward, we don't continue to give them any kind of attention. See, acknowledging them also gives them attention. So we don't want to keep doing that. So let's go ahead and move on to the and more. Okay, everybody? Moving on to the and more part. Narcissism, I call it the game of narcissism. But narcissism, because it is, everything is a game to the devil and his flying monkey, narcissist, on the world stage. Everything is a game to them. They're always in competition with one another. Okay? So we learn to step out of the ring, if you will, because we're not going to play. That's how you basically, you can say, that's how you beat them at their own game, but you stop playing. So essentially what that means is that the devil loses a playmate when we stop playing. We don't play the game of narcissism anymore once we know what it is and that we're dealing with these evildoers. So okay, well, coming in peace. Glory be to God. Oh. God is not mocked. Yeah, thank you for your patience. We've got this. There we go. Thank you for your patience. But God is not mocked. Okay? God is not mocked. So that's what that one was doing right there. Trying to mock. And as you can see, we'll take care of it. Trying to pretend. Jezebel, and they coming in peace. No, they ain't. Never forget that. The game of narcissism. Yeah, the Jezebels are never about peace. They always want discord. That's the other thing we come to notice about these narcissists is that, yeah, they don't, yeah, where there is no chaos and drama, they're going to try to bring some, or they're going to try to cause some. That's really the gist of it. When you think about the game of narcissism, it's all about them trying to cause chaos and drama. So there you go. And yeah, listen, we're not playing. No. Because they got to have chaos and drama. So remember how we learn around certain times of the year that these narcissists like to line up their winter snuggle bunny? Okay. Right. During the end of the summer into the fall is when you'll see them try to do that the most, to line up winter snuggle bunny. And then when they get tired of that, they get bored with that. Right, they're lining up their summer fun snuggle bunny, if you will. Right, end of winter into spring, somewhere in there. So you watch out for those couple of times a year. And so here's the thing, Jezebels, if they cannot line up a winter snuggle bunny or a summer fun snuggle bunny, if they cannot line one up, they will throw a temper tantrum. And you see those kinds of behaviors, the bullying type behaviors. That's exactly what they are, is that they're bullied. And I realized something else too, that if they are, let's just say, in a housing development that has like rules or what have you, if they are, then, right, if they are, pretty much can yeah. There we go. We'll take care of it the best that we can. So, but they cannot stand peace and calm for long at all. Oh, no, 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 no. So once we know what we're dealing with, okay, here is that they mean the opposite of what they say, right? So if a narcissist is trying to tell you, I'll get back to that, like home development thing here in just a second, because I'm here to tell you, the Jezebel, if it is a small housing development, yeah, let's say maybe 15 homes total, and there's a Jezebel there, you guarantee that the neighbors are terrified of the Jezebel. Even if there might be another Jezebel that happens to be a neighbor, they're terrified of the master, if you will. But I will tell you this too, that if they reach psychopath status and then they don't succeed in taking one of God's chosen ones out, they get demoted back down to sociopathic status. So the temper tantrums that they throw are sociopathic in nature. Absolutely. So anyhow, they got to cause chaos and drama wherever they can. That's part of their assignment from the devil. And so we want to be mindful of that. And we also know, don't forget this important point about narcissists, is that we can block them across social media, but they will use aliases and they will use alternate names. Obviously, aliases mean alternate names. So, and other whatevers, okay, create multiple accounts. Of course they do. They're going to create multiple accounts because they want to harass their target. They're basically being bullied. So they're just trying to say the right thing when they mean the opposite of what they say. So when the narcissist tells us they like something, we automatically know they don't like it. When they try and tell us that they dislike something, that automatically tells us that they like it. You see? And of course, discernment is necessary as well. Check the clock here and see where we're at. Okay, good. And I understand what Jezebel will try to do as well. They want to try and infiltrate, right? They'll try to infiltrate whatever it is that their target's doing, because they want to try and steal, kill, destroy. But what they don't realize is that they're just doing it to themselves. Because nothing can stop God. Nothing. So they may be sitting there thinking that, oh, and I'll tell you another reason why God just revealed it to me. It's because, see, the enemy knows about how long it will take for something to heal. And so, because we are not in pain and suffering like the enemy was expecting us to be, that also causes Jezebel to throw a temper tantrum, because we're not. And so that's the other thing, that we learn to focus on the lesson, the positives, right? Yeah, we look at things as another lesson. And also, let's not forget that when they want to infiltrate something, you know, they're eventually going to get bored with it, right? Absolutely. Remember, narcissists, they get bored easily. And so I know that that's part of what's going on, is that, yeah, narcissists will always check in on their target to see if what they did worked, to see if their target is in pain and suffering as they would expect them to be, especially if the narcissist was physically abusive to their target. So they will always check in to see if what they've done is working or not. And so the enemy knows about how long it'll take for biological processes to take place. And so we know that there's another reason. There's always more than one reason behind why narcissists do what they do, right? Okay. So just keep that in mind going forward as well. They don't commit. How about that? That's how I want to put that. They don't commit to anything. Well, except for themselves, but they don't commit. They bounce around. Remember, the devil cannot attack all of God's chosen ones at the same time, chosen empath. He cannot attack them all at once. So I guarantee you that a flying monkey has subscribed and is the one letting the master narc know when we go live. Interesting, but true. So for those of you who are called to create content, just don't let that dwell. Show up anyway. Keep showing up. Keep showing up. Yeah, that's true. The narcissists do what's for them and only them. Absolutely. 100%. And yeah, that's that. Thank you for sharing. Yes, exactly. They are only out for themselves. They don't care about nobody else. They really don't. They have no care whatsoever. Because again, their assignment is to try and steal, kill, and destroy. And so that's what they do. And if it's not about them, they always find a way to make it about them, don't they? That's right. That's right. And so we are now informed that the one Jezebel who didn't know they were a Jezebel, apparently they do now. Apparently they do now. So, yeah, just for y'all, God told me I will not ever have to conduct another case study for that kind of Jezebel ever again. Hopefully not for any more, because we're getting quicker at it, right? Yes, spiritual warriors for Christ. Oh, yeah. We get quicker at spotting these types. Because seeing, a 50, 60, 70-year-old grown adult act like a spoiled brat, come on now. That's like, what? I mean, even 30 or 40, it doesn't matter. But a grown adult acting like a spoiled brat, yeah, something's wrong with that. That ain't right. That's not right. But that's how they are. And you can see them easier in public now too. Yes, you do. You start to spot them. I'll share with y'all, going to some grocery stores and things like that, right? Yeah, you can spot them a lot quicker because of the superficial tone and the saccharine sweetness, right? And you can tell that the smile they're putting on is forced. Or you see the Cheshire Cat grin. Don't ignore that. If you see the Cheshire Cat grin, do not ignore that. Okay? That was one of the many lessons, okay, for me, is to never, ever, ever dismiss that. Again, it doesn't matter if you even have to entertain the question as to whether or not a smile is a Cheshire Cat grin. The answer is yes. That's what God told me. He's like, yes. If you even have to think, why does that seem like? Remember, the enemy is all about appearances, of course. But when you see that, don't ignore it, because their forced smile, you can tell that it's very stiff, right? Exactly. Very stiff. And that was another thing that God revealed to me with the ex-psycho roommate case study, that after seeing the doom and gloom look across family members' faces and stuff at an event, I was like, okay, what is with all of that? And so God revealed it to me as I was looking at family photos on the walls, and how some of the smiles, they jumped out at me, very forced. forced smile. That was not real. It's not genuine. So it really is a good red flag. I mean, if you feel like you have to force yourself to smile, come on. But a Cheshire cat grin pretty much is a forced smile. That's right. In many ways. Because I'm just thinking about that one, and I was like, you know what? Yeah. They do have to force that. And then try to make it appear as though it looks genuine. Interesting. But yeah. Because they're all about appearances. So, if you've got any other insight to share, feel free. Absolutely. And so, not only that, and don't forget about the pushy behavior that they have. Okay? Any kind of pushiness. You'll sense it. Remember, it's all about sensing in the spiritual. You'll notice it. And one last thing that God revealed to me that I want to share with you all, for those of you who are interested, because we are also on a mission to push back against radio frequency poisoning for healthier living. Okay, that's part of trauma healing. So God revealed to me that the LED lights, they emit just enough frequency to keep heat on the inside of the body. Because keeping the heat on the inside of the body gives the right environment for toxin, especially the metal one, to expand inside their respective mucus pocket. And that's where you'll feel the ping and the pain. So anytime you feel a ping or a pain, that lets you know where one of those things is at. And also, right, it's activated by radio frequency. So, yeah. So just to let y'all know that. What God revealed to me about that. For more information about all of that stuff, I go more in detail on our Patreon channel. And again, as a reminder, I'm still awaiting some correspondence from Patreon about a little glitch that I caught on to. That's right. And we're going to stay on top of that because the content over there, okay, is just more real world connection. You know, I talk about the radio frequency poisoning. It's not a secret. People know about it. For those who don't, now you do. We're exposed to frequency. Certain frequencies activate certain metals. For example, or vibrational frequencies activate titanium. Higher level frequencies activate mercury. Okay, these are things God's revealing to me. Sharing with you all. I'm not the only one who knows this stuff. The enemy knows too. So yeah, God speaks to us. All we gotta do is listen. We gotta listen. We gotta be paying attention because he also shows us a lot of things too. And yes, God speaks a lot. When you're paying attention, he sure does. He guides our steps. The enemy is the devil. The enemy is the devil. and his flying monkey narcissist. That spiritual wickedness in high places. Remember, we're not wrestling against flesh and blood. We're not battling against the physical. No, this is spiritual warfare. Spiritual battle for the mind. Because the narcissist, what we come to realize is they are mind controlled. So, yeah. They are demonically possessed. And so they're mind controlled by the demon spirit. So I'm checking the clock here to see what we got going. Right? So, it's all part of the battle. The game of narcissism. And then also, certain frequencies cause the autonomic nervous system to respond a certain way. So there you are. Okay, because the enemy needs to keep people living in fear. Fear is the foundation for the abuse. So even if we're not living in fear, the enemy wants to see an appearance thereof. Right. To make the devil comfortable or make him feel better if he can perceive that somebody looks like they're living in fear. Because he's all about appearances. That's right. Yep, narcissists are everywhere. That's for sure. Narcissist. Yep. I don't call them that, but the narcissist, yeah, they're out there. But we just have to learn how to deal with them by not dealing with them in large part. Okay, so don't forget that. Because you come across a Jezebel, just remember, they're not going to be nice for long. Nope, not at all. So for anyone who is interested, you can learn how to deal with them in the course, how to deal with toxic coworkers, because those steps can be applied, absolutely, to dealing with narcissists in any environment. Okay, you all, so that tried and true steps right there. All right, so we're going to wrap that one up, unless anybody has anything else to add. Well, listen, these narcissists, they're always going to try to steal, kill, and destroy. Just we got to learn to fight back in spirit, okay? That's all we can do is fight back in spirit. All right, everybody, so there you go. We'll go wrap this one up today. I am Michelle Dickey, your host for CHA Let's Just Chat Show, streaming on the YouTube channel Narcissism and Cognitive Dissonance, where trauma healing and spiritual growth are front and center. That's right. Trauma healing and spiritual growth occur with God's wisdom, basic scientific facts, tried and true techniques, and more here and at CHACademyBTBW.com. The link is in the video description below. Some of you all may need to copy and paste the link to view what CHACademyBTBW.com offers to help you level up your trauma healing and spiritual growth. Sending love and light to all fellow warriors. Thank you for watching, listening, and for your support. Till next time, let's show some gratitude to the Heavenly Father, and you keep being you. In Jesus' name, amen.